it's Alice King, your official Reddit baddie. I scroll through unhinged stories so you can sit back, relate a little, and enjoy the chaos. I lost respect for my significant other after a disgusting prank at work crossed the line. That's not good. I hate pranks so much. It's only funny when your target finds it funny. Most of the time that's not the case though. Keeping this vague for privacy and throwaway account for obvious reasons. My significant other recently told me about a situation at their job. A coworker accidentally left behind a food item and asked another coworker to drop it off at their house. Not that it really matters, but thankfully the food item was still sealed and unopened. So my significant other suggested dunking the item into public restroom toilet as a joke before returning it.
I beg your finest pardon, what are you talking about?
How is that a joke? How is that funny? Your significant other sounds like a Disney villain. The other coworker actually did it, and the item was given back without the person knowing. This just shows that your significant other was a bully when they were younger. It looks like they stayed a bully. Nothing funny about this situation. It's just disgusting. My significant other told me this story like it was funny. I was disturbed. That's the only correct reaction. It feels immature at best and unethical at worst. Just because no one technically likes this coworker, that doesn't justify doing what they did. That's nothing that can justify treating anyone like this. Your significant other and their coworkers are horrible people. I'm sorry you stuck with them. I know that Reddit likes to jump to the conclusion to break up, and in this case, honestly, it would make a lot of sense. Since starting this job, I feel like my significant other's maturity level has digressed significantly. I am losing respect and questioning our future over the shift I'm seeing. Am I overreacting to see this as a serious character issue?
Oh, hell no.
Oh, hell no!
Absolutely not. Your significant other acts like one of the bullies from 13 Reasons Why. You are not overreacting so much so that you should leave them. Because it's not like they made a mistake. They did something horrible to another human being. And unfortunately, this speaks volume about the person they actually are. OP adds, apparently this coworker is recently hated by everyone.
Yeah, and?
Doesn't make it any better. I could never fathom doing that to anyone, no matter how much I didn't like them. I think people with functioning conscience wouldn't even thought about this. So it makes sense you wouldn't do it to anyone. Most of us wouldn't, as he always had behavioral issues like this. It's annoying because he would always come home and tell me how immature all the employees are there, etc. But then he slowly started showing signs of the same immaturity he was describing. Get out! But this absolutely floored me and completely changed the way I view him as a person. I completely understand you. It would make me so sad and disappointed if my partner would treat others like this. I don't know what should be the next step because, to be honest with you, I wouldn't want to be with him after this stunt. But of course, divorcing someone is not that easy, especially when you still love them.
Do what must be done.
So the solution could be therapy, I guess. For him, individual and couples counseling as well. Update. Hours after calmly explaining how this behavior could affect our family, it was acknowledged. Then hours later, they completely dismissed what I said and in writing sent a message to another coworker higher up than them about wanting to knock the same coworker's teeth out of their mouth.
Come on now, dawg.
I think the only way you can save your marriage if he quits that job. Being around these coworkers turning him to be an absolute monster. Since the behavior started at this place, maybe he would be different if he would found a new job. I mean, that's the best I can come up with before something much worse happens. The immaturity is beyond repair. I plan on setting them down tonight and potentially discussing a trial separation until they can get it together. I am officially done. That makes the most sense in this situation. I would do the exact same. I'm sorry you have to go through this. Your husband has to wake up. It always terrifies me when I can sense the lack of empathy in people. This is definitely scary behavior you should not tolerate. Relevant comments. OP. What really sucks is that you can be with a person for years and you think everything is great and then you have a kid and stuff goes sideways. Yeah, I can absolutely feel for you, bestie. First commenter, that's not a prank, that's a poisoning. A prank is cutting up an apple and sticking in an orange peel. Dipping someone's food in toilet water is an act that can reasonably lead to sickness. It's a violation of someone else's bodily autonomy. Do you want your children learning this as appropriate behavior? It does not sound like that. She said she's out. OP's answer, not at all. That's why there needs to be consequences. And I am seriously reconsidering my life choices. Next commenter, or he could be like me. It's not good either way, but before I learn to stop, I would desire friendship and camaraderie so much I would become like the person who accepted me, even the awful ones. The difference here seems to be that he participated instead of just standing by and letting it happen. I don't know. I just know the behavior is crap. He actually came up with the idea. I would say that's more than just participating in it. There is no justification to treat anyone like this. I don't care how much you hate them. I'm really curious. What would HR think? OP's answer, what helped you to stop the behavior? I am proud of you for realizing it and doing something to stop it. The behavior is more than crap. It's embarrassing. We are well into our 30s, and you would think that having children that you need to provide for would be the forefront of all of your decisions, especially when you are in a professional setting. Next commenter, are you going to report him to the coworker that was abused or to his company? OP's answer, seriously considering it after I get my finances in order. I'm morally outraged, like the shock still hasn't worn off.
I'm legit going crazy right now. You can't do this to me.
That's because you have your empathy in place. I am really proud of you for getting out from this relationship. It is not an easy ask, especially if you have children. Update. No amount of calmly explaining or simplifying how inappropriate his behavior has been since starting this new job has made him understand. I had a very blunt and direct conversation with my significant other about how unacceptable his actions were at work. As expected, he deflected and made excuses. I shut that down immediately.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
For anyone who does not know the context, my significant other suggested to a coworker that they should dunk another coworker's sealed food item into a public toilet. When I confronted him about how disgusting and serious that was, he doubled down and sent a written message joking about assaulting the same individual to his boss. The boss is equally immature, if not worse. Here are the excuses he gave. Oh goody, we have a list. He was on the clock, but the coworker who actually tampered with the food was off the clock. Okay, and the coworker who followed through has a mental disability and took the joke too seriously. I mean, you guys still returned the food to him. You could have a laugh there and throw it out. That would have been still pretty bad behavior. But in that case, the coworker wouldn't have received tampered food. Would have made your case better. The head boss talks like that all the time, so he didn't see the harm in doing the same. Your significant other and his coworkers have the brain level of a 5-year-old. How can they not see that saying something stupid and actually committing a crime is not the same? The coworker whose food was tampered with is an alleged drug user, so he feels no empathy toward them. That's not an excuse. Your significant other is a psychopath. Other coworkers were also suggesting ways to tamper with the food. So, did your significant other really thought that this list would convince you that his actions were okay? I'm sorry, but I just can't with the stupidity. None of that changes the fact that this happened at work. None of it changes the fact that he is the sole provider for our family and our children. None of it excuses risking our financial security over middle school level behavior. Also, who would want to be together with someone who behaves like this and have no empathy? What would happen if the hated coworker would leave that job? Would he turn his cruelty towards you or your kids. I'm glad you're not gonna be there to figure that out. Since starting this job, this level of immaturity has come out of nowhere. It was always there, he just didn't have the correct people to make it shine, and now he does. Now you can see who he actually is. What concerns me the most is that he does not fear consequences because he believes the coworker will never find out. He does not believe there will be legal or professional repercussions.
He's wrong. He's wrong.
He does not know that when I'm financially able to, I plan to inform the employee about what happened. I have sacrificed everything to be a stay-at-home mother.
I sacrificed everything.
I do not have my own income. I do not have a village. So for him to claim the weight of being the sole provider while actively putting our livelihood at risk feels like a slap in the face. My focus is my children. I said what I needed to say. What he chooses to do from here will determine his own future. I made it clear that his behavior is divorce-worthy. I cannot leave immediately because I will not make my children homeless. But I am done tolerating this. I will find a way to create income and stability for myself, one way or another. I am done. Whew, this last part gave me chills. I cannot emphasize how amazing you are for making this decision. And you are right, his behavior is absolutely divorce-worthy. Not only because he is the sole provider, but because he showed that he's rotten to the core. You don't need that example for your children. Relevant comments. Next commenter, I've been following this. I think it's got to the point where you need to consult a lawyer and not Reddit keyboard lawyers if this is true. Yeah, you are not wrong about this. OP's answer, I'm hoping I can find a lawyer in my area that can give me a free consultation. I wish you the best, OP. I understand that this situation is going to be very hard, but the way you wrote this post also showed us what type of person you are. You are insanely strong and you're gonna get through this. Please don't forget to update us when you have some news. My 26 female boyfriend, 26 male, wants to have a child and I'm not ready, so he went behind my back. What to do?
What?
That sounds like my worst nightmare. This is a throwaway account as I don't want this on my main one. I am a 26-year-old woman and my boyfriend also 26 and I have been together for 3 years. We met in graduate school where we were in the same class and after 6 months of dating we moved in together. He is a wonderful boyfriend, kind, generous and always willing to help out. We split household responsibilities 50-50. So far that sounds like the bare minimum. Two adults living under the same roof, sharing chores should be the base of a relationship. It's not helping, it's being a grown-up. We are both in the same field, but he works from home while I go to the office 3 days a week. I handle breakfast and he takes care of dinner on the days I go to work. All in all, things have been great between us. When we first started dating, we discussed everything from kids to marriage. We both agreed that we would wait until we are financially stable before taking the next step.
So smart.
While we are comfortable now and do not living paycheck to paycheck, we still have student loans to pay off. Otherwise, we are debt-free. Recently though, things have taken an unexpected turn. Over the past few weeks, my boyfriend has been trying to be intimate without using protection. So he decided to have a kid without having a conversation first. While I'm on birth control, we had always used protection in the past. A few weeks ago, we were at his parents' house and his mom made a comment about how beautiful our children would be and how excited she was to be a grandmother. Typical in-law behavior. I brushed it off as a sweet, casual remark as his parents have always been kind to me, but they've never brought up children before. I mean, you guys not married yet. He didn't even propose. What are they expecting? Then last week I noticed my birth control pills were missing from the medicine cabinet.
That's suspicious.
Did he think you wouldn't notice that? I asked my boyfriend about them and he claimed he didn't know where they went.
That's weird.
Yeah, sure. They grew legs and they run away. I thought he may have accidentally threw them out and I bought a new pack. How could anyone throw away something like that accidentally? I would assume you keep your pills at the same place all the time. And I would think he knows it goes there. But when I couldn't find that one either this week, I confronted him again. This time he admitted that he had taken them because he wanted to start trying for a baby.
Ew. Respectfully.
If he cannot have a conversation about this with you, he is not ready for a kid. It's mind-blowing for me that he made that decision by himself. It doesn't really seem like he'd respect you as his partner, but his property. I was shocked. We had not discussed having children, and we hadn't even talked about getting engaged within the last 2 years. I reminded him that we had agreed to wait until we were more financially stable. He explained that he and his mom had talked and believed now was the right time to have a baby since we are no longer struggling financially.
Brother,
In this case, he should have a baby with his mom. I don't know in which universe is right to talk about this with your mother instead of your partner. If I were you, I would run. It hurts to hear that his mom was involved in this decision. I asked him if that's why she brought up children, and he admitted that he told his parents and friends we were trying for a baby, but had asked them not to tell me, claiming I wanted to surprise everyone.
what's that? What's that, brother?
Apparently, he wanted to surprise even you. Again, run. I'm really confused about what to do next. I love him, but this feels like a huge betrayal, because it is. I'm not sure how to move forward. His mom has been calling me and she's spoken to my mom but hasn't mentioned anything about the situation to her. Any advice would be greatly appreciated. Unfortunately, I cannot advise you anything else but leave this situation. If he's treating you like this right now, what's gonna happen later? He didn't even ask you if you're ready for this step. He decided it was time, and without your consent, he made steps towards having kids. This sounds like an absolute horror movie. Relevant comments. First commenter. He hid your birth control pills because he feels ready. He tried to take your choice away. This is not a man you want to stay with. This is deception at the highest level. You are not telling your parents because you know it's bad. It's not just bad, it's scary. Girl, again, run. Next commenter. This is insane of him. Walk away now. Trying to baby trap you because him and his mom decided that you should get pregnant. Imagine one of your friends telling you this about her boyfriend. I assume you would encourage her to leave the relationship immediately. I think this is why OP came to Reddit, because she needed some validation. I hope she got it. Update. Thank you all so much for taking the time to comment and share your thoughts. I truly appreciate the kind advice and different perspectives. It's been incredibly helpful to hear all your viewpoints, and it's given me a lot to reflect on as I navigate this situation. I had already made the decision to break up with him, but I just needed to get everything off my chest.
Good job!
It's early morning here and I've been crying all night. This all happened on Saturday evening and I came straight to my parents' house afterward. They could tell something was wrong, but I told them I wasn't feeling well, so they gave me space while offering comfort and support. I'm so glad that your parents are there for you. After reading all of your comments, I wanted to clarify a few things. We did talk about marriage and children early in our relationship, but over the last 2 years, he never brought up either topic again. Probably his mommy convinced him that she wants to be a grandmother, but the world and relationships doesn't work like that. As for why I haven't told my parents yet, it's because I wanted to process everything first and be able to speak to them clearly about what's been going on. My dad is very protective of me, and I know that if he knew what had happened, he would be at my apartment in a heartbeat to confront my boyfriend. This hurts so much because I didn't expect this side of him. I'm glad it came out now and not later after you married him or had kids. That situation would have been way more devastating. Now you can just make a clear break. He was a good boyfriend, not just to me, but to my family as well. He would go out of his way to help my parents with household chores and pitch in at our place without even being asked. Vacuuming, doing laundry, anything he could. Girl. Again, that's just the bare minimum. Doing household chores doesn't make him a good boyfriend. It just makes him an adult who has to deal with them. I swear to God, the bar isn't hell for men. He'd surprise me with different foods he thought I'd like. Even his family has been kind to me. I mean, most people do these things for their pets. kids. I think you need to higher your expectations a little bit. I've never had an issue with his mom or dad. His mother regularly invited me to mother-daughter brunches with her and her daughter, both of whom have always been good to me. This whole situation is incredibly painful and I'm still processing everything. Thank you again to everyone for your support. It's understandable. It's hard to break up with someone when you still love them, but your boyfriend showed very dangerous red flags. You don't want to find out how he would behave when he thinks he has more control over you because you're married and have kids. Although leaving now is painful, but it's definitely easier than if you would wait. I hope you guys enjoyed today's stories. If you did, please subscribe, leave your thoughts in the comments. I reply them all and see you in the next one.